everybody, welcome to Coffee with Dean and Giane. For those of you that doesn't know us, we are a Hutova CrossFit business owners right in downtown Buffalo. We've been in business for about 6 years and we have 2 kids and we love what we do. We help people to change their lives through health and fitness. And through all the years, we have learned a lot, we have thought a lot, met a lot of people. And our goal here today with this video and hopefully every week is to give you advice, tips on how to tackle problems in your life in the simplest way and just live a little bit happier than we are today.
So this idea was kind of born because we love coffee, me and Giane. We make our own coffee daily and we sit down and we enjoy it. This is a time that we do try to, not leave it behind. We do it daily. We talk about fitness, health, kids, and all that stuff. So we'll just put a camera and record our conversation. So this first video is going to be 3 steps that we usually follow when we want to make some kind of a change, some kind of a positive change in our life. So after we kind of share those 3 steps, Giane is going to share something that she decided to change. And she's starting this Saturday, so just kind of hang tight till the end of the video. So the first step that you need to take for you to make any change in your life is going to be acknowledge the problem and take action immediately. So first, on acknowledging the problem, it's not so hard to find what you want to improve or what the problem is. You just have to be honest with yourself, and we're just going to have that hard conversation with ourselves. And once you do that, don't postpone it for Monday or for January 1st or whatever kind of comes in your mind that makes you feel like, hey, yes, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it next week or the week after. Take action immediately. You have to do it right away. If it's like, okay, today I'm deciding that I want to be healthier and I'm going to go to the gym, but I'll start on Monday. No, today's Tuesday or Wednesday, you're starting next day. So don't postpone this. Take action immediately. So again, that's the first step. You have to be honest with yourself and you got to take action immediately. And on the action part, guys, I want to add something. Make a small commitment to it. Whatever that action is, don't be like, okay, I'm going to go and train 3 days, 3 hours a day, or I'm going to start running, marathons immediately. Tiny little change could be just, I'm going to drink a glass of water as soon as I wake up every single day. If you stick with it long enough, even if it's a small change in a positive way, it will make a positive impact in your life. You just have to be patient with it.
Yeah, and it's not overwhelming as well. Like if you already write it down things and you're already overwhelmed just writing it down, that's not gonna work. So make sure that when you read it and you like have that mindset of like, oh yeah, I can definitely do this. So small tiny steps is gonna take you a long way.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what, also the goal or the dream could be overwhelming. But the action should be small and manageable. So we should be able to kind of separate those two.
All right. And then step number 2, you guys, expect that the resistance and have a plan as well. Like what I mean by that is that whatever you decide to make a change in your life, you are going to get tired of it. You're going to feel like you want to quit. Something is going to happen, or you're going to consider yourself like, I always quit. I don't even know why I'm going to do that. Why am I going to start going to the gym? I'm going to stop in 3 months anyways. So see that the problem is going to come and then have a solution for it. Whatever that is, like it is having an accountability partner where you feel like where you plateau, you're stuck, and then that person is going to hold you accountable, or what else you can throw it out there to expect? Like
for me, actually, here I was thinking more like, how do you find out? How could you expect the right thing? I think you should look back, right? If you've tried it before and kind of like, hey, I did this before. For how long did I do it? What happened back then? And maybe if you look back, it might have happened many times throughout your life, and it might have been always at that, who knows, month, 3 months, or whatever that is. Kind of look back and say, all right, it was because I was always finding my friend and going together, and my friend was always kind of quitting. and I kind of fall because of her. So that would be a way to do it. And it's like, you know what, this time I'm not looking for a friend. I'm going by myself. That might be kind of way.
Yeah.
But yes, you have to be ready for the problems that you will face.
Show up.
Yeah. All right. Step number 3, something that is kind of fun to do is reward yourself. You have to kind of recognize those little wins and look for those tiny little wins. And I would say look for them daily. You don't have to reward yourself daily. I'm not saying that. Let's wait a little bit. Maybe you can structure this the way you want it, the way it kind of fits your personality. I personally like to stretch it a little bit and say, hey, if I'm going to stick with this for a month, I'm going to buy myself something, or I'm going to do something. And if that's the first thought that I have in my mind, if it's a month, I try to double this or even triple and say, okay, month sounds like something that I can do. It's like, all right, instead of a month, let's go for 3 months, and then I'm gonna do something, whatever that is. Kind of usually my rewards are towards hunting and Gianes.
Okay, so mine is a little bit different. I like to reward myself more often, right? So if I plan something for 3 months, I cannot wait. Like 3 months seems to be so far ahead that I feel like, and that's one of my problems. Like I will give up right in the middle. So in order for me to keep going for the next 3 months, I like to reward myself like monthly. Maybe it starts like, okay, if I can do this month, I will, I don't know, get my nails done. And then I get my nails done, I get excited again. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, the next month I'm gonna do this. So I like giving smaller rewards along the way. So that feels like a little bit more doable for me. So again, like Daniel mentioned, it's going to be different for everybody, depending on your personality. So.
Well, yeah, we usually try to kind of meet in the middle. Kind of as she was talking, that made me think that, and also that reward is meaningful. So now, if we kind of look at our watches, we bought them 2 years ago. They are already outdated, all that stuff. But I absolutely love this watch because until today, we both know what we did and what we accomplished. And back then, when we accomplished this, we said, we're going to buy ourselves new watches, and we did. And this watch is very meaningful for both of us. And so that's rewards are important. Finding those bright spots are important. So as we promised earlier, Giane is kind of going to share her problems that wants to fix.
I have many, guys, but we're just going to choose one today. So acknowledge and take an action. So my problem is, since I was a little kid, I'm like so afraid of water, especially swimming on the lake. It's not my thing. And I avoid going places like when there's like a swimming party or whatever, I'm always avoiding to go because I really don't feel comfortable with water. And I've been kind of escaping this for a long time, but it's finally a time for me to, you know, because like I mentioned, we have 2 young boys and they are wild. And I know that they're going to grow up to be all over, all over the lakes because we live in the land with lots of lakes. But anyways, so that was one of the reasons that I decided to tackle right on this year of 21. And so yeah, my action was like, you know what? I will start swimming lessons. So I did. As soon as I make that decision, I found a coach, and I am already scheduled to start my first swimming class this Saturday. So yay. So there you go. I acknowledged the biggest problem, and then I took action right away. So
yes, and on the part expect resistance, she was definitely pretty clear on, hey, this is my time, you guys doing your own thing. And yes, we'll kind of support her in that journey.
Yeah. To expect resistance, you guys, like right away, I was really excited, I'm going to start. And then I start like creeping in my head, like, okay, but it's too expensive. Or what about the kids? You know, I feel guilty kind of leaving them behind. So all this stuff start like coming on my head, like, you know, to kind of stop me right away. And I'm like, you know what? Take a deep breath. And no matter what, this is what you're going to do. You're going to finish all the 8 lessons that you bought. So no matter what, you're doing it. And if I don't do it, here's my accountability partner. He will drag me there.
So there you go. That was our first video.
Oh, and the reward. Don't forget it. Remember, I reward myself. So, okay, my first reward is going to be after my first class attendance, because and then I'll get a little bit more excited. Like once I did the first class, I'm really anxious to get it done. And I'm like, okay, if I do it, I'm going to go to Home Goods by myself to shop around there. So that's going to be my first reward after my first class. So there you go.
All right, that was our video, guys. I hope you guys found some value into it and from it, and take action. And yeah, we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, and if you guys want to share with us if it was helpful and you acknowledge a problem and you want to share, we would be more than happy to know that we helped you guys out and you took action. So
there you go.
All right, guys. See you next week.